Hi Aries, welcome to your June 2021 Taroscope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, my readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant signs. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign Aries, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they speak to you and which part resonates with you more. With that said, if you are a continued subby, you know Rafi loves you. And if you are new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit the subscribe button, right? So before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So let's have a look. Before we go into anything else, let's have a look at your moons. All right, so your the new moon for this month for you Aries is going to be taking place in the 3rd house for you, or thereabouts, right? So this is going to be all about your communications. It's going to be all about your communications, your day-to-day. It may even increase, or it may see you starting some sort of new commute as well. It definitely happens. You could be interacting with your neighbors, with your sort of a locality more than ever. And it may even see you working with or alongside a sibling to get something done. Your new moon message with the Human Design Oracle cards is the Gate 2 and direct, right? So one of the things about this card, you see how it's got that beautiful moth on there? That represents going straight to the source rather than the fake, right? So this new moon is really trying to highlight to you where you need to be going for the good stuff and ignoring whatever is just shiny without substance. So for your full moon message, this is going to be taking place in your 10th house. This is all to do with your career. It's all to do with your social status and the way that you show up in the world. In some way, shape or form, this is putting a spotlight, right? It's a full moon. This is putting a spotlight on you, on the way that you show up in the world and how people see you and view you. And also maybe even how you want to be seen. For your full moon message, you have the Gate 51 and shock, right? So when it comes to the career, do expect some big happenstance or experience to take place for you, or to shape up. One of the things that I will say to you about this card, it does have a very tower-like energy. So when it comes to the career, just be aware that this month there may be something that has to be dealt with, possibly even including some sort of a big reveal when it comes to your career. It may also see you needing to do some form of damage control, and because it's a full moon, it's putting a proper spotlight or highlight on maybe what is not working in the career sector for you. All right, so let's get into your different sectors for the month. You have your actions and interactions with the world at large. In June, Aries, you have the Hanged Man, right? So what you're being asked to do here is to really think before you act, or look before you leap, especially when it comes to this. Now, when I say look before you leap, I know a lot of you are probably thinking, yeah, but that's more of a fool type message. Not always, right? And especially with the Hanged Man, it asks you to take the emotion out of the situation, to look at things objectively, and to take or to reassess or reevaluate what is taking place. Now, this new moon in itself is going to be quite an interesting one. Remember, the host of the new moon, Gemini, Mercury, is in Gemini, but it's also retrograde. So, you know, and the fact that it's a new moon, that's kind of like it's not a dark energy, but it's an energy where we aren't necessarily sure how things are shaping up yet. So I would take this as not a warning, but I would take it as a message to take a minute, think about what you're doing, how you're going to step forward, right? Take a moment to really consider what your next move is before you just jump straight into it. You know, take a moment, take a stance of detachment for this moment. For your money and materials, you have the Ace of Wands, right? So money could be good this month. Especially if you are like considering or doing the research around new projects, new ways to make money. Now, it does come up with the Hanged Man here, so this wouldn't necessarily be the best time to buy something brand new or put your name down for finance, but it would be great to buy something that is repurposed, something that is second hand. In that regard, you could get a really good deal. When it comes to your money and materials as well, it does look like some of you are either thinking about new ways to make money or starting to consider how your actions or what you do with your resources at the moment is really serving you. I mean, this month, to be honest with you, it looks like you're really going to want to enjoy what your money or your resources can provide for you. Just make sure you're not taking it too far. For your communications and conversations, you have the King of Pentacles, right? So this is great, right? Especially when it comes to money, especially when it comes to finances. This could be literally this month, you could be having some really lucrative conversations, or you could be connecting with people that assist you in your career in some way. Now, remember, we've got this shock card here in your full moon energy, right? And this kind of suggests to me that when it comes to the work, there may be some new direction that is thrust upon you. You might be pushed into a top spot or a leadership position that you didn't ask for or sign up for. Now, you know, leadership for Aries, yeah, they love all of that. However, it is the King of Pentacles. You are going to have to deliver on what it is that you say you can do. Now, don't get me wrong, I understand obviously you're kind of thrust into this. It's not necessarily a choice. But one of the things that I will say to you is be conscious that if you're going to accept the offer, you have to be prepared to come up trumps. You have to be prepared to deliver. You have to be prepared to do what it says on the tin, right? So if you know you can't, or you can't commit to it, or you're not really wanting to do a quality job, which I'm sure you are, this would be something to decline, all right? Just because it will cause you untold problems at a later date. Oh, wrong deck. And for your heart and half sector, you've got the Ace of Cups. This is beautiful, right? So you've got two aces here. Two aces in a single tarot spread can sometimes represent trickery. So this is one of those times where I would pay attention to who you are connected to when it comes to work. Especially remember, right, because we've got this energy here of the shock in the full moon energy, which is around, you know, certainly if you're an ascendant, to the lesser degree the sun, and to a lot sort of lesser degree the moon, you know, but I would definitely think about this because it's showing up as an energy in regards to this anyway. So you just want to, you know, just be considerate that there may be somebody that wants to see you fall on your face. You know, just be aware that that may be around. Doesn't have to be, but it may be. So for those of you that are single, you could be meeting a wonderful earth sign person. Why do I say that? Because you've got the King of Pentacles here. So Taurus, Capricorn or Virgo might feature for you this month. It could be as well that you meet somebody or connect to somebody through your work, which is really exciting. And then for those of you that are partnered, married or in relationships already, this is a beautiful energy because it means that your heart is not only safe, but it feels warm, it feels light. The relationship feels like it's in a good space, you know, and it might be as well that that's where your escape comes from, and that's where it should be, right? That's how a relationship should be. You should be able to, you know, when everything out there gets a bit too crazy, you should be able to turn to that. So your first week of the month, you've got the Hierophant, right? So very, very interesting. I would pay attention to the first week of June because some of you could be having a religious or a mystical experience. You've got the Hanged Man there, which is a very spiritual card. You've got the Hierophant card here, which, yes, it's about, you know, the bigger institutions and all the rest of it. That's definitely there. But it can be also religion, right? It can be religion and the ritualistic or even dogmatic energy of religion. So if you are a spiritual person and you have a spiritual practice, the first week of the month may highlight something for you in that field or through that practice, which could be really, really nice. On a more practical sort of mundane level, this maybe suggests that maybe you're not sure about a person in authority, or maybe you're not sure about the authority or the institution that you are attached to. For your second week of the month, you have the Devil card. So it looks like some of you are gonna, this second week of the month could definitely be overindulgence, right? It could definitely see hedonism to the extreme. Now, if you saw my 2021 life path numbers, life path number videos, then you know I talked at length about the hedonism and all of the stuff that we would see this year. And I think this is where we're going to see it. I wouldn't be surprised if summer is insane. Just because we're under that 5 energy, and it looks like this is coming early for you guys. So just be aware that this second week could definitely see you overindulging in some way. All right, for your third week of the month, you've got the Hanged Man. So you have a double hit of this energy here. For some of you, this could literally be like a creative project, but it's a very earthy creative project. I mean, another way that this could show up for you as well, because it's the Hanged Man, is the third week of the month. You may almost kind of get the feeling that you want to hold off on an offer. It's like you're really doing that whole consideration thing, which is great. It looks like you know, before obviously the cards were already dealt, well, not already dealt, the cards were already shuffled, right? So like, in a way, this kind of suggests that whatever, when I said to you, like, consider the offer, consider it, you know, wisely, whether you can deliver on it. It looks like you are going to spend a good amount of time ruminating on whether you can deliver on this, which is a good thing. For your fourth week of the month, you have the High Priestess. For those of you that are partnered or in relationships, this looks like a partner. It looks possibly like a pregnancy for some of you, definitely possible. For others, this is literally going to be you really delving into. For some of you, this could be a deepening of the bond of your relationship, which is beautiful. For some of you, this could be a really yeah, it could. So for some of you, this could be that you and your partner are revealing new things to each other, especially if you're in like a new relationship. This suggests that you might be sharing something, you know, something extra that you haven't necessarily talked about previously with a partner, which I think is really nice. It always builds a deeper bond of intimacy to share, you know, things and secrets even, you know, with a partner. So all in all, it's not a bad month. It just looks like it's going to be an interesting month, which we know anyway, right? If you've seen any of my year ahead videos, you know that I talked about June being a very, very interesting and possibly upheaving month. So with that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up for you. Take care, and I'll see you soon.